Hi, my name is Max,
And my name's Selena.
and our disease is salmonellosis, and our pathogen is salmonella. So, salmonella is a gram-negative bacillus and is part of the Enterobacteriaceae family. And the size of its rods range from anywhere from zero point 0.7 nanometers all the way up to 5 nanometers. And so the mode of transmission is salmonellosis is usually transmitted to humans by eating foods or drinking water contaminated with animal feces. Additionally, coming into contact with an animal that is infected with salmonella or coming into contact with their feces can also transmit the bacteria to humans. And an estimated 94% of salmonellosis is transmitted by food. And so any food can become contaminated through various modes of either cross-contamination, environmental contamination, or even by someone not washing their hands. And a couple of host factors that can increase someone's susceptibility to salmonellosis would be high gastric pH. Um, and this behind the idea behind this is that your normal gastric acidity is usually toxic to salmonella, so salmonella wouldn't be able to grow. Antibiotic administration. The idea behind this is, as we learned in class, antibiotics alter our normal intestinal microflora, and this could ultimately lead to opportunistic pathogens. Um, and then finally, just people who are on immunosuppressive drugs, people um, who have HIV, um, different things like this can also increase your susceptibility to acquiring salmonellosis. And so some major signs and symptoms, I think everyone is kind of familiar with acquiring some type of food poisoning, but fever, diarrhea, stomach cramps, nausea, vomiting, headaches. And then for salmonella, symptoms can begin 6 hours to 6 days after infection and last all the way up to 7 days. So not a very fun week. And so salmonella being a gram negative, it produces both endotoxins and exotoxins. And so when the cell is killed, when salmonella is killed, the lipopolysaccharide outer membrane is released into the blood, causing different symptoms associated with contracting salmonella. And there are two types of exotoxins released: the cytotoxins as well as the enterotoxins. And these exotoxins mechanism of action aren't known as well, but they may inhibit some protein synthesis or contribute to the inflammatory response we see with salmonella.
The mortality rate. The CDC estimates salmonella bacteria cause about 1.35 million infections, 26,500 hospitalizations, and 420 deaths in the United States every year. Food is the source for most of these illnesses. Around 0.03% of people that are infected by salmonella die from the infection in the United States. Distribution. Salmonella bacteria are widely distributed in domestic and wild animals. They are prevalent in poultry, pigs, and cattle, and surprisingly in pets, including cats, dogs, birds, and reptiles such as turtles. Treatment and prevention. Most cases don't require the use of an antibiotic. However, those who are immunocompromised or have a severe illness usually take antibiotics. To prevent the spread of salmonella would be to wash your hands, cooking foods at a high enough temperature, 165 degrees Fahrenheit, to kill the bacteria salmonella. Here we have some interesting facts. Salmonella is more common in the summertime. Unrefrigerated foods create optimal conditions for salmonella to grow. Salmonella rarely affects the taste, smell, or appearance of food once it's been contaminated. The Salmonella family includes more than 2,500 serotypes of bacteria. And lastly, we included our bibliography. Thank you for listening to our presentation.